Minister, the next item, therefore, is the topical questions, and the first topical question is from David Rees.
What assessment has the Welsh Government made of the announcement of the joint venture between Tata Steel Limited and ThyssenKrupp AG is likely not to be approved by the European Commission, and that any further process on the joint venture will be suspended?
Can I thank the member for his question and assure him that I've spoken with Tata Steel and with trade union representatives, along with the Secretary of State for Business, Enterprise and Industrial Strategy. It's too early at this stage to say what this might mean for Tata Steel in Wales, but of course, Llywydd, this Welsh Government stands ready to secure a sustainable future for iron and steel production in Wales that protects employment and steel communities.
I thank the Minister for that answer and the commitment he's given to supporting the steel industry here in Wales. Now, many will remember that in 2016, beginning of it, we saw the threat of closures of the Talbot Works, following the decision by Tata then not to close it, in the commitment to seek a joint venture or merger with ThyssenKrupp, indicating it would be that offer which will make steelmaking a strong future. The trade unions accepted that, maybe reluctantly, but they accepted it. And that was reinforced this week by Tata Steel European Work Council on the 10th of May statement saying that they supported that path. Now, that's gone. And I agree with your statement for yesterday, and thank you for that statement. It's worrying time. There's no question about that. Grey clouds are once again on the horizon over Port Talbot, with the fear that they are moving in our direction. And I think it's time to have cool heads, as you pointed out. It's not time yet to take time, cool heads. We must look and set out our own visions for ensuring Wales a sustainable steel sector. I also agree that the UK Government has a crucial role to play in this, and you highlight those points, whether it's a steel sector deal they need to get on with, or whether it's the attack on high energy costs, which we've been calling for many years, so that we can strengthen the financial position of companies in steel. That's one agenda. But I want to ask, what are the intentions of the Welsh Government to support the sector? You've done a fantastic job to date. I can't dispute the support this Government has given, both in this Assembly and the previous Assembly, to the steel industry. But we now need to see where we go, and I haven't seen a specific Welsh steel strategy. So can I ask whether we will be publishing a specific Welsh steel strategy for the future? Can I also say that steel is being supported by increasing income? We talk about costs, lowering costs, but we can also talk about increasing income. And one of the ways of increasing income is improving investment through capital galv lines in Port Talbot, for example. So the higher-end products become more expensive and you get more money in as a consequence. So the question I'm asking is, are you going to look at the future investment into the sector? And are you going to look at greater use of R&D? Are you going to be innovative and creative in your approach to supporting environmental projects? Because we often argued that it's state aid rules. But there are ways around state aid rules which can help companies, environment and R&D being two of those ways. Now, both of those actually will help not just the industry, but actually help constituents in my town on a wider basis as well. So again, will you look at that? Can you tell us what your plans are for that type of approach? Can you also, we've had people call for a summit from the First Minister. Well, to be honest, steelworkers and their families in my constituency don't want more talk. They want positive action that will remove the uncertainty they are now facing. It's definitely returned. We know it's there. We are fearful of it there. We want the commitment from the Welsh Government of that continued support. And I want to ensure that actually, perhaps that can be reinforced by somebody going to Mumbai to talk to Tata board in India to reinforce the commitment this Welsh Government gives to the steel industry here in Wales.
Can I thank Di Rees for his question and, as always, the passion with which he speaks for Welsh steel and iron facilities across the country. I'm going to touch on a number of really important points that he has raised, including investment by Welsh Government, the role of UK Government. But first, can I say that in terms of any grey clouds on the horizon, we are in a different place to that which we occupied in 2016. We are not back to the same position in 2016, and that's largely as a consequence of the investment that Welsh Government immediately offered to Tata, some of which Tata has drawn down, and much of which Tata has matched with investment to ensure that primarily the Port Talbot operation is more efficient and sustainable. In turn, I think it's absolutely essential that no rushed decisions are made, and this was something that I pressed upon Tor Farquhar when I spoke with him on Friday. It was a message that clearly came from the European Works Council as well on Friday. It's my intention to travel to the Netherlands to speak with executives to ensure that the message that no rush decisions are made, and also that the steel footprint of Europe is secured and not dismantled as far as Tata is concerned. I'm going to move on to touch on the role of UK government, and Di Rees rightly raised the important need of a sector deal for steel. This was a matter I raised with Greg Clark when I spoke with him on Monday. Clearly, a sector deal is needed that can lead to significant investment in the sector. It requires UK government funding, and it also requires funding from the sector itself. And I am hopeful that we can, working together, ensure that a sector deal is delivered. But that won't be enough in its own right. There are clear and immediate challenges concerning energy prices that need to be addressed by UK government. And whilst I welcome the announcement in the 2018 budget of an Industrial Energy Transformation Fund, that in itself will not deal with the volatility within the energy markets, nor will it deal with the disproportionately high prices that energy-intensive companies in the UK have to shoulder, and therefore UK government must do more on this vitally important matter. In terms of the support that we have given and will continue to give, I can assure the member that we stand ready to help in any and every way, just as we said we would back in 2016. We've offered £21 million to date to Tata, covering a range of functions and modernisation programmes, including skills training, importantly research and development, which the member pointed to. And the strategy going forward for steel is encompassed within the Economic Action Plan. We wish to support the industries of tomorrow by ensuring that they are decarbonised, that there is heavier investment in research and development, a stronger focus on export opportunities. And through the prism of the economic contract and the calls to action, we will ensure that those industries of tomorrow are modernised and competitive. But to do so with maximum effect, we need to ensure that the businesses themselves are willing to invest. And that's why my message to Tata will clearly be continue the investment, not just at Port Talbot, where it is vitally needed, but across the entire estate in Wales and indeed in England.
Susie